This episode of ETC is brought to you by the 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can at your nearest Acura dealer.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Tuesday.
Yep.
Milady. Sure.
Now, more and more, it's looking like self-driving cars are going to be a part of everyday life in just a few short years, with Google and several major auto companies all seemingly in an arms race to corner that market for when the time actually comes.
Or a car race. That would work too.
Yeah, sure.
Most forecasts for the future involve robocars and human-operated cars coexisting in harmony on the road. Those of us who hate driving long commutes can just kick back and read a book or take a nap in our self-driving car. Yeah, tug one out.
Yeah.
And those of us who can afford Porsches and Lambos, not either of us obviously, will still get to experience the joy of controlling our impractical race cars that cost more than the average person's annual salary.
Yeah, but as much as driving can be tedious, it can be pretty fun in the right car on an open road.
Yeah.
Like in a Ferrari or a Porsche. But for those of you who actually do like driving and don't want no robot taking the wheel, Tesla CEO Elon Musk has this to say. Go fuck yourself.
All right, well, he didn't actually say that, but would you be surprised if he did?
No.
The dude is like an IRL Tony Stark. He's as close as we have.
What he did say at NVIDIA's developers conference is that he thinks humans driving cars will eventually be illegal.
People may outlaw driving cars. Because it's too dangerous. Like, you can't have a person driving a 2-ton death machine.
I mean, as ridiculous as that sounds, he does kind of have a point about cars being dangerous. Every year, around 32,000 people in America are killed in car crashes. And if all cars were self-driving, that number would definitely be considerably lower. Maybe even zero one day.
Could be zero. Musk, however, basically backtracked on the whole thing on Twitter right after the conference, writing, "To be clear, Tesla is strongly in favor of people being allowed to drive their cars and always will be. Hopefully that is obvious."
Yeah.
No, it wasn't actually. However, when self-driving cars become safer than human-driven cars, the public may outlaw the latter. Hopefully not.
Ooh, lots of backtracking on that. But he's like still saying that it could happen. Whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows what his actual opinions on the future of driving are. Financially speaking, I'm sure he can't wait for the day when everyone's forced to use self-driving cars, because that's the day he'll make even more astronomical amounts of money than he already has.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about that. In the movie that apparently no one saw, Hot Tub Time Machine 2, they only go 10 years in the future, and this is one of the things that is the only thing that's changed in the future.
No one drives.
Yeah, they all use apps like Uber and Lyft, and the Ubers and Lyft that come are self-driving cars, which I never thought about it that way. That's genius. No one owns cars. Everyone just uses the car service.
Well, anyway, if that day ever comes, it probably won't be for at least 20 years. For one thing, self-driving car technology is still pretty imperfect, especially in the 15 to 50 mile per hour range, where a lot of unexpected variables can come into play that a computer might not know how to handle.
Yeah, so far we've seen them on highways. They went from San Francisco to Las Vegas for CES. They're doing one right now that's going from the West Coast to New York. But highways are a different thing. There's not as much stuff that could go wrong. You know, kids run out in front of you, or people ride their bikes in front of you on the city streets. They're not there with the reactionary technology.
I want to see what happens when a self-driving car hits a deer. Because they're driving all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast. A deer is going to run out in the road.
It stops the car and a robot gets out and grabs it and throws it on the back. That's some jerky, baby. Anyways, just based on how many non-robot cars are already out there and how often people buy new cars, it's going to be a pretty long time before any sort of law that mandates self-driving cars could gain enough support to pass. It would take a long time to get everything off of the
you can't just be like, all right, everybody buy a new car. Sorry, poor people.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So anyway, that paradigm shift is still very far off. But let's talk about a different paradigm shift that's happening right now and has been for over a decade.
You really wanted to cram that phrase in, didn't you?
I did. I love it.
Anyways, I think we can call it at this point. Music on physical media is pretty much officially dead, because the numbers are in, and last year, for the first time and certainly not the last time in history, streaming services have made more money for the recording industry than CDs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now listen, I know there are some mustachioed hipster fucks out there that will say, but friend, who listens to CDs when you can get the rich, warm tone that tickles your earballs with the vinyl recording? And the answer is a lot of people, for whatever reason, still cling to compact disc CDs. Who knows? I haven't bought a CD in years.
But vinyl is having a huge comeback in recent years. I mean, I own a bunch. If I'm gonna buy music in a physical format, it's probably gonna be on vinyl because it just looks cool. It's pretty much it. It's not because of its superior sound quality, and I usually just listen to the album on digital anyway and just put it up in my room.
Yeah,
I like the cover art.
Yeah, if I'm buying music, I'll buy it on vinyl because they pretty much always come with a like FLAC digital download thing for it. It's like, and it comes out to just being like a little more than if you bought it digitally.
Plus it looks nice. Yeah. Anyway, sorry we got off track and into hipster apology land. Last year, streaming services like Spotify, RDO, Beats, Pandora, YouTube, and so on brought in about $1.87 billion with a B dollars in
Damn.
revenue, while CDs only brought in a measly $1.85 billion.
Thank you. Thank you, CDs, but I'm fine.
I guess CDs, people are still buying CDs at a rapid rate. I can't even fathom it. You have to tell us in the comments if you're out there buying CDs and why.
They don't even sell CDs at Starbucks anymore.
I don't know. Apparently this doesn't include purchasing digital downloads either.
Yeah,
this is just streaming numbers, which is also pretty incredible. I mean, I can't imagine buying a digital download when everything is pretty much universally available on most streaming services the same general time that they are for purchase on digital download.
You're out of your 4G range, though.
Spotify,
You gotta have
you
something
can
to
save it
fall
on
back
Spotify.
Well, if you're a member. Anyway.
Currently, Beatport is the only place I can think of at the moment that would have some kind of exclusive access to certain songs before any other kind of services. But it's much more niche when compared to the music industry as a whole.
Yeah,
so.
it's for EDM, like DJs dropping new shit.
Yeah, and there's like Bandcamp for
Yeah.
local bands and stuff, but whatever.
Anyway, CDs are dumb.
Yeah.
Dead. But speaking of ways the music industry is stepping into the digital age, Twitch has been expanding its streaming service from its formerly very narrow gaming niche to include music events. Now, if you watched our social media fails episode from last week, you'll see one example of Twitch music done very, very wrong.
Or right, depending on how you're looking.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I really don't know what they expected from a live stream of a drunken party at EDM producer Borgor's house, but they really should have known that the attention would be less on the music and more on the twerking butt cheeks of Borgor's female party guests.
Yeah, you literally just have to Google Borgor and be like,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
I get it,
a lot of butts. But whatever, Twitch is still trying to figure this whole music thing out, and they just scored a pretty big win on that front by landing exclusive rights to the Ultra Music Festival, which is one of the biggest EDM events of the year.
Yeah, plenty of music festivals, particularly the EDM ones, have embraced live streaming to various degrees in the past few years. Last year's Ultra Music Fest was live streamed on YouTube, but with Twitch's dominance of the live stream marketplace becoming so damn obvious, and with YouTube's live streaming never really taking off the way they wanted it to, I think the highest numbers that YouTube streaming saw was on Ultra Music Fest.
Yeah.
It was something like 300,000 live, which was crazy. But anyways, it makes sense for Ultra to ditch the YouTube platform and move to Twitch.
Ditch that zero and get with the hero.
Nice.
So here's the thing, though. Having been to a few EDM festivals ourselves, we can testify that there are a lot of women and men in very provocative dress at these things. Twitch's current terms of service don't even allow shirtless dudes, which there will be plenty of.
Yep.
Much less cleavage and bare butt cheeks, which there will be plenty of.
Yes. Maybe they'll age gate it. Who knows? I doubt it. But hopefully more festivals and performances start getting live streamed to Twitch, because as fun as it is to go to these festivals, it's also expensive and exhausting.
Yeah, your legs are just
We're gonna throw
dead.
a party here Friday night watching the Ultra live stream. Just turn the lights down or start flickering them off and on, strobe light.
Yeah, it'll be nice to just sort of,
Sit back and relax.
Sit back, relax, take your pants off.
Yeah, I can have my pants off in this stream. It's great.
Pick up a 6-pack of Coors from the 7-Eleven
Yeah.
and just, go to town.
Yep. Okay, any more of that and we'll get a copyright strike. Anyways, guys, that's our Tech Tuesday for this week. Be sure to check out, we have actually the first episode of AFK is now up.
Yeah.
So this little box up here, that clicks you over to the first episode of AFK. And then we also have the podcast that we did this week with our buddy Woody, where he is responsible for the death of 4 people.
He killed
people. And you know what the best part about that is? We discovered that genies are swindlers.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part.
Genies are the worst.
Yeah.
Never trust a genie.
You never get the wish you want. Anyways, check out that content, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.